Your cat isn't cold, you're just misreading her behavior. Most people don't understand the difference between male and female cats, even though that difference defines cat psychology and how cats form a bond with humans. You look at her behavior and think she's distant, but in reality, you're just missing her signals. And here's the truth. She's not distant. She's selective, and that changes everything. Number 10. She doesn't attach, she evaluates. A male cat often bonds quickly because his attachment is driven by presence, comfort, and routine. But a female cat approaches connection differently because in her biological history, trust was never free. It had to be earned, tested, and verified over time. Which means that when she watches you, when she observes how you move, how you react, how predictable you are, she is not being passive. She is actively deciding whether you are safe enough to invest in. And when she finally lets you in, it's not instinct, it's a conclusion. She doesn't need you. She studies you first. Before we go further, if you're learning something new about your cat right now, consider liking the video and subscribing. It helps other cat lovers discover this information too. And honestly, more people deserve to understand what their cats are trying to communicate. Number 9. She is always communicating. You just don't speak her language. One of the biggest misunderstandings in cat behavior is the belief that female cats are quiet or hard to read, when in reality they are constantly signaling, just in ways that are subtle enough to be ignored. Because while male cats tend to express emotions directly, female cats adjust distance, posture, eye movement, and timing, and each of these microsignals carries meaning. So when she sits slightly further away than usual, when she pauses before accepting touch, when she grooms immediately after interaction, she is speaking. And if you miss it, she doesn't repeat herself, she simply lowers access. And most people miss it every single day. Number 8. She reads your emotional state before you say a word. When people talk about cat psychology, they often underestimate how precisely female cats read human behavior. Because she is not reacting to what you say, she is responding to patterns. Your tone, your movement, your breathing, your tension. And when you are stressed, she doesn't mirror you like a male cat might. Instead, she becomes more controlled, more observant, almost as if she is stabilizing the environment around you. And when you are calm, truly calm, not pretending, she relaxes in a way that is impossible to fake, stretching openly, exposing vulnerability, signaling one thing: this space is safe. She feels what you try to hide. Number 7. She has boundaries, and most people break them without noticing. Most cat owners think they understand how to interact with their cat, but in reality they are constantly missing the signals that define comfort and discomfort, because a female cat always shows you when enough is enough. Through a flick of the tail, a shift in weight, a subtle tightening of the body. And if you ignore those signals, she doesn't argue. She withdraws. And over time, that withdrawal gets misinterpreted as personality, when in fact it is a direct response to being misunderstood. And the moment you start stopping before she has to ask, everything changes, because now you are finally speaking her language. Respect is the moment trust begins. Number 6. She doesn't play, she calculates. If you've ever wondered why your female cat ignores toys that other cats go crazy for, it's not because she is lazy or uninterested. It's because her brain is wired for hunting, not entertainment. And hunting requires unpredictability, patience, and precision, which means that a toy moving in a straight, predictable line is meaningless to her. But the moment it behaves like prey, disappearing, pausing, escaping, she transforms, her pupils dilate, her body lowers, and suddenly you are not playing with a pet anymore. You are watching a predator execute a plan. She's not bored, you're just too predictable. Number 5. Her loneliness is almost invisible, and that's what makes it dangerous. When a male cat feels alone, you hear it, you see it, you feel it immediately. But female cats express emotional withdrawal in a completely different way, because instead of demanding attention, they reduce presence. A little less eye contact, a little more sleep, a slight change in routine. And these changes are so subtle that most owners miss them entirely, which is why understanding baseline behavior is critical. Because if you don't know who she is when she is fully herself, you won't notice when she slowly becomes less. She won't ask for more. She will just give you less. Number 4, she is constantly building a model of you. A female cat does not just live with you, she studies you, and over time she collects data. How you react under stress, how consistent your routines are, how safe your presence feels. And this creates an internal model that she uses to predict your behavior, which is why she often seems to know your mood before you show it, because she has already seen versions of it before. And she is not guessing, she is recognizing patterns. She knows who you are on your worst days. Number 3, her independence is not distance, it is trust. One of the most common misconceptions about female cat behavior is the idea that independence equals emotional distance, when in reality, the opposite is true. Because a cat that feels unsafe does not relax, does not wander freely, does not disengage. Instead, it monitors, hides, and stays alert. So if your cat can spend hours in another room without checking on you, it means she has already concluded that you are stable, predictable, and safe. And that level of trust is something male cats rarely express in the same way. The less she checks on you, the more she trusts you. Number 2, she hides pain better than you think. From a biological perspective, female cats are designed to mask weakness, because in the wild, showing vulnerability could mean becoming a target, and this behavior carries into domestic life, which means that by the time a female cat shows obvious signs of discomfort, she has likely been compensating for it for a long time. And this is why small changes, a slower jump, a shift in posture, a difference in eye expression, matter so much, because she will not tell you directly, she will expect you to notice. If she shows pain, it's already serious. Number 1, she chooses one person, and that changes everything. Perhaps the most powerful and least understood aspect of female cat behavior is their tendency to form a singular, deeply focused bond, because while male cats often distribute attention more broadly, female cats tend to select one primary human, and once that bond is formed, it operates on a completely different level, quieter, less obvious, but far more stable, and you will notice it in small things, the way she watches you, the way she positions herself near you without asking for attention, the way she communicates differently with you than with anyone else. And when that connection fully settles, it doesn't feel like affection, it feels like recognition. She doesn't love everyone. She chooses one. And when you understand all of this, the behavior that once felt confusing starts to make sense, because your female cat was never distant, never cold, never indifferent. She was precise, selective, and operating on a level of awareness that most people never take the time to understand. And maybe that's the real difference between male cats and female cats, not that one loves more than the other, but that one gives it freely, while the other makes you earn it, and once you do, it becomes something deeper than attention. Male cats seek connection. Female cats test it. And once you pass, you don't just have a cat, you have her trust.